evening. Welcome to Let's Talk. And tonight we will be discussing The Shy, Season 6, Episodes 8, review, recap, mid-season report. I did a review or talk about it last week, but however, I was by myself. And tonight we have the all three of us, and it's always fun when I do a show with these two because one thing I can say about Dwayne and Keisha and myself, we have this very, very funny chemistry, and it's always a lot of laughs. And we always tend to one of us say some crazy stuff. As an early disclaimer, make sure two disclaimers: make sure that you like, share, subscribe. The second disclaimer is the show will not be responsible for what may come out of Dwayne's mouth tonight. He had a very interesting early evening, late afternoon after work, and I'll say this: he needed this night. What's up, y'all?
Going on?
Hey y'all.
How do
Rising?
I
I don't know. I
say
felt sick
goodbye
all of a sudden.
to what we had? The good times for Kevin that make it.
Yeah, you know, you wish the best for Alex Hibbert in his career. I got mixed feelings about him being off the show. I know some people was telling me, oh, well, they survived Brandon leaving and they survived Ronnie leaving. That may be all well and true, but this young man was on every episode that was ever filmed of The Shy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think story is so vital to the whole thing because he's connected to a lot of people. His mother, Emmett, he's to a lot of the story.
And Keisha did join me last week, Dwayne. It was you that wasn't here.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Because I remember now. Me and Keisha did it. But anyway, it's good that we can talk about it again. I love the opening of the episode because I always think about when we talk about how we saw Kevin grew up. So seeing Kevin on the subway and them showing older scenes and them on the bike, you really get a appreciation for being able to, as we say, we're supporters of the show and we do the review show, but you get an appreciation for these actors and how they grow into these roles, and then they grow out of the roles. And I think that's really what Alex Hibbert did, the actor who plays Kevin. So I thought it was really, really, real a good sentimental episode. They kept it quiet for a long time. I know some people try to say that they knew, but they kept it quiet under wraps, and they led us up to that point where we thought he was just going to go to California or not go to California, but he's literally going off the show. So I thought that was interesting. Go ahead, Keisha.
Well, I know it was speculation one of the kids was leaving and we all thought it was going to be Papa. So we never, I don't know. The discussion was never centered around Kevin leaving. I do think that they should be able to continue without him. I mean, because they continue without Brandon. The show was really, to me, was going to be geared based around Brandon and Kevin. So when Brandon left, they were able to transition eventually. Because it was some terrible seasons. Just glimpse of greatness. In the beginning, it was great. Later on, it was like glimpse of greatness. I really enjoyed the nostalgia of the episode. But I'm concerned that they really don't need to go no further. Like I don't want to hear about Trig and Fatima and their journey on becoming parents. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see.
Why not?
Because I'm not interested in it. Like it's saturated on TV.
Okay.
It's saturated.
It is even more of it with the whole Gemma and Bakari's sister now. Like,
yeah. Yeah, and I understand what they do with shows, and we always put it in perspective of every needs to be represented. Every demographic in this country needs to be represented on. Or, excuse the word, but
But
needs
yeah,
to be
but don't overdo
represented
it.
on TV. But they overdo it and they over sexualize it, and they just not only over sexualize it. They do that on other shows, but they gotta have a sexual scene and at
Think
a certain
about it.
point, like give us more of the acting. Show us some depth of acting. Show us better
To show us
storyline.
some depth of writing. So we've already had the lesbian couple or the cheating in a committed relationship with the Nina and Dre, right?
Yep.
We're about to have it again, maybe because Dre now, which they probably should have explored that Dre doesn't have any LGBT friends because that's rare when you look at that community. So that I would have been okay with them exploring that because that is rare that all she's around is straight people.
Right.
But now you're gonna have Gemma, which is obvious because she already done kissed this girl.
Hmm.
Like, where's the depth of the writing? Because it don't even seem like Jake gonna care the type of person that Jake is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Jake is so
Um,
blunt; it ain't even funny. Like he has no filter, yo.
but I mean, I would like to see more from Jake, um, more from Papa. That man versus self thing. You going to seminary or theology school and you smoking a blunt. Um, you're going all the way against your desires. If they were picking up on those type of stories, then maybe. But I just don't feel like that's the direction they're gonna go.
Mm.
Yeah. I It's gonna be interesting, man. I don't know. Like, what are you doing with Jake? Like, what are you doing with Papa? So now is it just gonna be fully focused on Trig, Duda, Emmett? Because this Emmett Keisha relationship has me confused right now. So much strife in it. It seems like there's anger in the relationship. Um, Rob is not a killer. Like, he had a chance to kill Duda. He just can't shoot. And now the Rob's mother ain't feeling Tiff. So they explore that. I don't know.
I think
I
that
love the series, man. I wanted to continue, but I wanted to continue good, not just continue just because.
the Emmett Keisha thing, it's reached its peak because the fallback now is that Rob got shot. Tiff is gonna be mad as hell at Emmett because Rob's mother done checked her.
Mhm.
So now Tiff mad at Emmett. Emmett's been trying to juggle early manhood, being a man, being responsibility, and trying to take care of his family. And I think that Emmett is going to finally realize, like Tiff, I've been trying to be there for you outside of our kids. Keisha, I bent over backwards. Most of this stuff was to provide a stable home for you, and we done shot some. We done went to try to shoot somebody, and he got shot. So I
Right.
think the fallback is going to be bigger than the quote unquote cliffhanger of Rob got shot. I don't know if Amon Shumper's character has anything left. I don't know if they're gonna just have him pass away or not. I would hope not. But I think that this show, if it does go in a different direction, definitely from the kids, I think that there's something there with Lynn Whitfield. I think that she's such a captivating actress that they may need her to take this show to the next level and really expand on her because the other actors they give us a little and then they pull back. And them pulling back has us not wanting to be involved with the actors no more.
Right.
I think though that they're gonna put the focus on Emmett. I mean, he is number three. If you really think about it, it was Kevin and Brandon, then Emmett. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that the transition is going to be Emmett. My problem with the transition being Emmett is they absolutely ruined the Keisha and Emmett relationship and dynamic. She's an absolute shrew and horrible. Not so much the actress, but the writing.
Right.
I mean, I just don't see that. Like, this man has accepted you, accepted your child, all these different things, and you was out being hot, per
Right.
Kevin, what the streets was saying. So you got an attitude because he working and taking care. Like, get it.
Yeah.
But some of it is realistic because some of these new women feel
But
like
but
they don't.
Keisha, my thing that's crazy is where do you, okay, let's be honest. Emmett works, he has the restaurant. He bought the house. And I ain't trying to be funny. Keisha, you ain't working nowhere. You wasn't working nowhere. You worried about a dude leaving you and talking about I want my name on the house. And you know damn well, dude, I helped him get the house. Did you not think it was gonna be money there? Thankfully, he ain't got no drugs up in there.
Right.
Like it's just amazing
Again, though,
of
Quentin,
they made her try to act like she's naive. And that's what
but
I don't understand.
because there is the new generation of women that kind of act and think and believe like Keisha.
Mm. Well, I
Well, he
got
better Emmett
on
better grow a sack then.
like you sitting here and you just had a session with your husband. Well, he ain't really her husband, but you know what I mean. And then you texting Nook.
Yeah. Talk
Like,
about that wasn't an apology.
yeah.
Then you texting Nook talking about I can get in trouble for talking to you. You ain't worried about getting in trouble. Not trying to be funny. The minute that you decided to run to another man to ask him to take care of you, to protect your family, your relationship with Emmett is over. It's over. Now Emmett was upset, went to Papa's funeral and basically checked her. But I want to see how Emmett acts now. Like Emmett is like they really, and I don't want to say that they emasculate him, but they just simped him out.
Well, that's what they do. Again, I've been telling y'all the whole series. There are no strong
Mm-mm.
black men. There are no black men that you could really get behind and be like, yeah, I
Dre.
like him.
Hmm.
Dre.
Yeah,
That's
Dre. That's it. She's the strongest black man on the show.
that's what Lena allowed to be portrayed. Like, you know what I mean? And they trying to step Darnell up, but again, I sound like a broken record, but they really disrespect us. Like this Joker had a whole 16 kids.
And where are they?
All the other kids.
You don't even now remember Darnell's big thing was he had dinner with
Yeah,
all his baby mothers
the
and all
baby.
his kids.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
just disappeared.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
mean,
Just
so and I think they should just let Emmett and Tiff get back together. I mean, it's messy, but
and like the whole
Emmett is who Tiff right now is who Tiff wanted him to be.
yeah.
mhm.
And did they wrap up the whole Dom thing? Like, did they even
She just
wrap it
disappeared.
up?
She don't cook in there or nothing no more.
They don't say nothing.
They
Like,
don't even. And Dwayne, you mentioned it before that that's what they like to do. Like they'll just have a character and just don't mention no more.
mm,
How could you do that? Like, just you can't continue to think that your supporters are not watching.
right.
Supporters of these shows watch every nick and detail. They may know more about the show than the actors because the actors are some of these actors are just there for their take and that's it. They don't see the episodes until we see the episodes in many cases. So we're gonna do everything. We're gonna critique it. We're gonna dissect everything. So you just Dom just disappears when, like Dwayne said, when Darnell goes back to Jada. Jada's supposed to have cancer and chemo. You never mention it. You never even said, it's in remission.
Right.
Give us something.
And then
Jada was so prominent in the series, and this last season she's been invincible. Like she hasn't been there.
Tiffany, I call them glorified extras. Uh, what you call it? Tracy was in one episode, in the first episode the most. She's been in a couple other little spots, but like she was just there for the beginning. Like, what's going on with her center? Q was her baby father, got killed. Like, did he not leave her any money?
Even the Bakari.
Why Rob's sister? Why Lynn Whitfield didn't go check Tracy? Like, you would think that she would have said something to Tracy too, like, yo, you know who killed my brother because I know how my brother felt about you. Like, it's just a bunch of things that they just let not talked about.
And where's Sonny?
Yeah.
And that's still an issue. Keisha, even with Lynn Whitfield's role, she should have a scene with Emmett saying, yo, you stole my brother's restaurant. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, how could you not say nothing?
First of all, Rob wouldn't even be cool with him.
Not like that.
Mm-mm.
Not like that. So it's just, I find it interesting. And Keisha, you found out today that the word on the street is that it's not going to come back till January.
Yeah, I think that's a horrible decision on their part. I think that they should be doing everything in their power to get it back.
Could it have been because of the writer's strike?
They say 8 episodes is done. I just think that their competition, I think they had too much competition to take this type of break.
Oh, my boy is going through it. You all right over there, buddy?
Cool.
Look, you did a Bill Belichick.
Nah, I just saw something on TV that caught my eye. That's it.
Yeah, I think, Keisha, one thing that they, as they say, you got to strike it while it's hot. I think the Shy missed out on the opportunity. I know they were going head up with Power Book 2, Power Book 4. But for them, they shouldn't have did that. That momentum, that sentiment of Kevin leaving, they should have just kept it riding.
They maybe take a week off. No more than 2.
Taking this break. Now, they're going to have an episode. Episode 9 is going to be, basically the ramifications of Kevin, life after Kevin off the show, and Nina missing him, and, she acting all crazy. So,
and why would they have Kevin and Keisha start this relationship and it ain't going to go nowhere?
Oh, yeah. Kevin and Maisha.
Yeah.
That from her saying stuff ain't right between them and whatever, and they gonna break it off.
Well, they can easily get rid of Maisha.
They starting and stopping, like the whole Rashard and his girl. That's over now. And are they really gonna explore this Marcus and Tierra relationship? Like, what's going on with that? How is it gonna come to a head between Duda Duke and the little skinny dude? I can't remember his name. And now he may be working with Lynn Whitfield. So, I mean, there's some things out there. It's just a matter of how they going to pull it all together. Like, and it's crazy because Keisha says this often, but it's like Tiff is really looking for Emmett to be that man in her life, sometimes even more than Rob.
What a card, bro.
Well, not even a card thing, but like even when she came to him talking about, Rob ain't built to do certain things. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, is that realistic? Like, I can't imagine my man buying his baby mother a car and I'm riding a bus. Is that realistic?
No, I don't think it's realistic. The current man ain't gonna be okay with that. I don't care what nobody says.
No, because our minds is gonna immediately go to they having sex.
Yeah. Come on, he bought you a whole car. Like
He
that
ain't
ain't
put no down payment on it. He bought you a car.
his responsibility is to make sure that the kid have what the kid need.
And then where's Emmett's other baby mother? So how he get away with? Because
Other two,
His other two, remember he had three.
yeah, how he get away with buying Tiff a car and them other two ain't come around?
Like
right?
they non-existent. He was about Emmett used to always say, I'm trying to take care of my kids. He never singled nobody out. Now EJ is named after him, but he never singled his kids out. Like one was better than the other, or one he was
Right.
taking care of one more than the other. So I just find it interesting, you guys. I find it crazy. Like it's so many moving parts. Like Dwayne said about the relationship. So everybody has a fucked up relationship, basically.
Everybody.
You know, Darnell and Jada got back after 20 something years. Like even if, and this goes to show that if the Shy is ending, why would you even bring back Dre's ex?
But my problem is this, man. When you think about it, right? Think about what you just said. Everybody got a relationship problem. Down to the damn kids.
Yeah, yeah.
And Maisha, that shit. Jake and Gemma, they think Rocky. Papa then ended it with his girl. Like, what are they saying about relationships?
And it's no feel good story. Sometimes you need a feel good, at least a backstory to a feel good. It's for lack of better words, showing that these people, and I hate to say this, are dysfunctional. And they can't function. This little microcosm of Chicago is these people can't have no healthy relationships, even with each other.
Yo, and it just kills me, man, because when you look back at these kids' scenes, man, like how much they actually have grown in the 6 years that they've been doing this show, 6-7 years, like they really look different, man. So that bicycle scene was so good, man. Like it really was so good. Like I just
Yeah,
don't know.
they should have got Papa a bigger bike.
Yeah.
Well, Papa still got the greatest scene on TV in the last 5 years, if you ask me.
They still do.
But
So,
I just think that they went away from the kids, and that was another reason that it's like trash.
but Keisha, the funniest thing is that
The,
they
the,
want
the, the biggest thing about them going away from the kids, right? So when they first brought this show on, like these three is thick as thieves, man. And then somewhere along the line, they had them snaking each other, stealing each other girls. Like, you know what I mean?
like even Keisha, me, you and Dwayne, we all shared this separately. For the people that watch the show, you still should have had the school teacher there at the graduation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You should have had him come to the funeral. The way he was the only one that called Papa Stanley outside of his father.
Yeah.
Like you have to have a way where this show, even though characters come and go, but you have too many storylines and you never complete none of them.
They should have never killed Ronnie off. They should have just let him go in the sunset. Because now you could have potentially brought a Ronnie back with a Kevin leaving.
Mm-hmm. He ain't doing nothing but playing the cop and Lincoln lawyer.
Right.
Well, listen, I'm done. Okay, if they do the who shot Duda again,
We don't need that again. We don't need that. We already
who
did.
killed Jr.
Well, it's not because this episode was Who Shot You, and we know Rob is the one that got shot. I mean, but where's it gonna go? Let's just look at it like this. Now that Rob's mother is gonna be more into the, I guess she's gonna be more. Is her and Duda gonna have that conversation now?
I mean, they're gonna have to because obviously Duda should know who Rob's mother is.
Right.
Yeah. So you guys in the chat, for those that support the channel, remember like, share, subscribe. During the middle of our review, and we ain't gonna be here the whole hour, but during our review, we always try to give it a rating. So tell us what your rating is for this episode 8. Who Shot You? I did something last week, but
yeah, y'all
it's
did
better this week.
last
with
week.
this crew. I don't even
I mean,
remember what I did last week,
but
Dwayne.
look,
That's
I don't think you need to do a rating because y'all did it last week. I think we could just try to think about what we think is next. What really is next?
supporting gaming. Some of your theories just be out of this world, bro. We'll get 15 episodes on who shot Duda, and the killer will be revealed as Duda's son, Bakari, and he'll get a spinoff called the Shy Duda. Okay. So you have a rating, Dwayne?
Nah, I don't have a rating for it because it's been done. You know what I mean? It's too far gone. I just want to see what they're going to do next. I do think Rob will probably wind up d- dying. I do think eventually Keisha and Emmett ain't going to be together. I think Emmett may wind back up with Tiff. Real talk. And Keisha could do with Nook whatever she want. Now I think Nook gonna want to get out of the game. We still got to see what's gonna happen with Bakari and them guns being up in Dre and Nina's house. Like, there's a lot of things that they can wrap up. They could make it still good, but they got to go a long way for me with Kevin no longer being a part of the story.
Mm-hmm. Keisha?
Um, I think we're gonna see more of Bakari and Nay. I think that they're gonna shift it to Emmett. Um, but again, I kind of feel like they're gonna go into unbelievable territory because there's no way that Duda is gonna let Emmett live through this.
Mm.
So what happens now? Because I mean, how do you have Emmett call him and y'all couldn't seal the deal? And now Rob is in the hospital, so his mother has to be some type of true blue in the street gangster as well. So if they give us Lynn Whitfield and Duda, that might be able to hold us.
Yeah. I hope that they do go down that route. I hope that she, if they decide to make a shift from Papa and Jake, I hope they use her because she can really make this show a little bit more interesting, bring some intrigue to it, bring some intrigue where she's controlling shit from afar. Her check, they gotta bring up her and being Sonny's sister too, with checking Emmett about that restaurant. That restaurant issue was major because that is the centerpiece of the show. Uh,
But has it been this year? Like, they don't even talk about the expanded restaurants.
yeah,
Like, I mean, I don't even know if Smokies is a center of it this
yeah,
year. So you have Emmett inside his establishment. Like, the only people you see inside Smokies was Papa and the girl that he was liking.
and see, and that's another place where we know where we gonna go. Papa don't want to be bothered with her. She still likes Papa. She's gonna be at the restaurant. I mean, like, where are we going with this? But I'm interested in trying to see where they're gonna go. I'm gonna hold on to thinking that I'm gonna give them the opportunity because they did listen to their audience, and I think that Kevin leaving is a major shift in their writing. It's gonna be hard to replace Kevin because Kevin has been so integral, and a lot of growing up gotta happen coming back. So maybe this break, which I don't agree with, is the best because they may come back as a, a more mature or younger stuff because Papa should be in college. Maisha should be having her rap career take off or whatever they're gonna do with that. By then, Jake should have a storefront, like with them shirts. Like, let's see what's going on. And let's see what's going on with Trig. And we didn't mention Trig, but Trig is at a dilemma of being Trig and Victor. And I think that forget the bussy shit that he got going on, but I think that Trig character, Victor's character, I think they need to explore that more because he came back to town to get his little brother and revenge his other brother's death. So we need to understand, like, who was this dude prior, what he had going on. So, I'm intrigued.
And why
And
can't he be alone?
I mean, he might have to get a place for Rashad now because Rashad ain't got. And why
Yeah,
did they even bring the Rashad? When you think about it, Rashad, we saw Rashad going through the dilemma of the life
he
and
has
trying
no
to
place.
maintain, but he has no place now because now he's going to feel like he lost the best thing that ever happened to him, and he's going to go straight to the street. So, quarterback with the wig on the hood, with a chin strap. Well, with that, remember, like, share, subscribe. Until next time, we'll see you guys next week for our Power season 2, episode 6 review. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to another 2 days, and then that episode drops. See how that's going to go. With that, remember, like, share, subscribe. Till then, take care.